10 names for Satan in the Bible. 1. Roaring lion. Be sober-minded. Be watchful. Your adversary the devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. Satan is described as a roaring lion, because lions stalk quietly, trying to remain undetected by its prey, so it can strike, kill, and devour. 2. The day star. How you have fallen from heaven, O day star, son of dawn. How you were cut down to the ground, you who laid the nations low. Isaiah chapter 14 verse 12. Satan is described as the day star because he was an angelic being, bright and beautiful. However, he is not, nor has he ever been, the ultimate source of light. 3. The Tempter. And the Tempter came and said to him, If you are the Son of God, command these stones to become loaves of bread. Matthew chapter 4 verse 3. Satan is described as the Tempter partly because of how he keeps people in sin, or causes rifts between believers and God, is by presenting things that are seemingly harmless, but can lead to people sinning, to get someone to disobey God. 4. The accuser. And I heard a loud voice in heaven, saying, Now the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ have come, for the accuser of our brothers has been thrown down, who accuses them day and night before our God. Revelation chapter 12 verse 10. Satan is described as the accuser because of how he tries to bring people to hell in order to hurt God. 5. The serpent. And the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent, who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. Revelation chapter 12 verse 10. Satan is described as the serpent because he used the form of a serpent, or possessed a serpent, to tempt Adam and Eve in the garden. 6. Father of lies. When he lies, he speaks out of his own character, for he is a liar and the father of lies. John chapter 8 verse 44. Satan is described as the father of lies because he was the first liar. When Lucifer got some of the hosts of heaven to rebel against God, he lied saying that he could dethrone God. 7. Murderer. He was a murderer from the beginning, and does not stand in the truth, because there is no truth in him. John chapter 8 verse 44. Satan is described as a murderer because listening to him leads to death. 8. Prince of the power of the air. And you were dead in the trespasses and sins in which you once walked, following the course of this world, following the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that is now at work in the sons of disobedience. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 1. Satan is described as the prince of the power of the air by the apostle Paul, because he is the one who influences the way the world works. 9. Beelzebub. And the scribes who came down from Jerusalem were saying, He is possessed by Beelzebul, and, by the prince of demons, he casts out the demons. Mark chapter 3 verse 22. Satan is described as Beelzebub because the demons are the mass of angels who followed him in rebellion in heaven, who now wait for judgment and being condemned to hell. 10. Belial. What accord has Christ with Belial? Or what portion does a believer share with an unbeliever? 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 15. Satan is described as Belial because, even though people commit sin of their own volition and are accountable for their sin, he epitomizes everything evil. Why is this important for us to know? In warfare, it is important to know one's enemy. Christians are engaged in spiritual warfare with the enemy. Knowing his names, his titles, and his limited power allows Christians to put on the full armor of God and rely on him to combat the great spiritual enemy.